Hi everyone, this is Abhinav Naya and I would like to present my views for the topic Introduction of Vocational Education in Schools. First of all, where does the need lie for vocational education? In a democratic country like ours, we need to examine the kind of education that would influence an individual's life. Today's youth should not emerge from their schools merely as intellectual pricks but as practical men of nation. As Gandhiji says, India lives in its villages. So, let's begin from the very heart of our nation, her villages. In a recent study, it was seen that most of the schools in villages lack access to higher education. So, even a 10th standard pass boy lands up plowing his father's field. Nowadays, even a clerical job demands a graduation degree. If at all, this 10th standard boy was introduced to some sort of vocational courses in his school, he would have certainly benefited and could have prevented himself from being a parasite on his family. He could choose from the various courses such as stitching, carpentry, pot making and so on, and thus he could live on his own. The next subject of concern is the rural Indian woman. In rural India, it is said that a woman's job is to marry and to take care of her family. But if in a school she studied some sort of vocational courses, then it would be certainly beneficial for her. If at all, in her school, if she was introduced to vocational courses such as stitching, carpentry, sericulture, pisciculture, pot making, toys making, then she would have certainly benefited. By practicing them in their leisure, also she could have earned some money, thus contributing to the overall income of her family. One more subject of concern is the blind and handicapped. Nowadays, the blinds are introduced to various vocational courses such as paper making, paper binding, file making, coir mat making, and so on. This would enable them to stand on their own feet, in fact of being a handicap. Given all these points, I do not mean to say that vocational education is beneficial only in rural India, but also in urban areas. Vocational courses does not just include stitching and carpentry, but also various other interesting courses like photography, film editing, dance, commercial arts, and so on. In urban India, even though if an individual can afford higher education, but if his interest lies in something else like photography, music, dance, then what is the use of higher education? Perhaps he would become a big film star or a singer. He could become an instant celebrity, especially with talent shows such as Indian Idol and Star Voice of India on the run. A perfect photograph can land you in the NGC office. A perfect painting can yield you enough money to stay in a 5-star hotel for 5 months. A perfect dance show also can yield you enough money as well as fame. So dear brothers and sisters, life is full of opportunities. All that we need to do is to explore them. I thank Knowledge Commission for giving me this opportunity to express my views for the topic Introduction of Vocational Education in Schools. Thank you and have a nice day.